This is Peter Rutter from VFE Pedals, coming with a spring update. I just wrapped up manufacturing for basically all of the pedals save for two. The Fiery Red Horse, which that final board should be coming here in the next week, and getting those out, but that's not something that's going to be available. Those are pre-order customers. I guess I'll have a prototype we'll have to list. And then the Klein bottle, updating that this summer. It's basically my last big thing to redesign. And those assembled pre-orders sold out in 24 hours. And there's still a DIY option there. Fortunately, I don't have time to build, enough for everyone who wants one. Which leads me to and just kind of what I want this video to be about is how do I turn the page from being someone who's been manufacturing pedals and responding to customer questions and doing that not on a daily basis, for sure haven't been able to do that, but on a regular rhythm. How do I turn that page so that I can focus on teaching and growing the program here at Idea High School, and also being able to spend more and more time with my growing family? We're expecting our third child in May. Super excited about that. And so how do I turn that page? What's the best way to do that? So I had a lot of conversations with my wife, and one of the things that we kind of decided on is we didn't want something that was really unpredictable. We didn't care about trying to cash in on make as much money off of, partnering with someone who'd manufacture, just something more predictable, and also something that didn't require much time. Again, the time was the biggest resource that we cared about. When I got started on this redesign process, early in that process, actually another company contacted me about kind of taking over and then adding their own new piece, which had to do with being able to create digital models for plug-in style things or whatever of the pedals that could be bundled with it, which is super awesome and exciting. And there was actually some traction. It wasn't just talk, there was some real traction. I'm not going to go into full details, but then things happened on their end where they just weren't able to follow through on that. And those types of experiences happen all the time in business, especially in the music industry, where people have ideas and hopes and things move forward and they don't work out. And so I didn't want to take that risk again, especially at this stage. I just want to be able to turn that page. For that same reason, decided not to do a model that had any sort of exclusive licensing, where this one company gets licensed to build these pedals and no one else does. That doesn't mean that there might not be an exclusivity for a period, or I don't know, things might happen, whatever, but it's not going to be this blanket exclusivity for the Alpha Dog, only this company can make. So I wanted to move to a model that wasn't an exclusive partnership. It wasn't really reliant on a company, but didn't also require a ton of my time and effort trying to build it up and all those kind of things. And the last bit was I wanted to be able to offer these designs to the DIY community. That's how I got my start. And I wanted to pay that back. And so if I sold these things to a company who was just going to do their own thing, they probably wouldn't want to leave that access to the DIY community, understandably. So what I decided to do was to make a model that allows just about anyone to have access to those designs and manufacture them. There'll be licenses made available for personal use, so not for sale or commercial, and then licensing available for commercial use, so you can produce it and sell it, and even use the Alpha Dog or Bumblebee or any of those names in when you do sell it. And so some of those details will be coming in the summer, but kind of a general gist is that the cost for a personal license and the files, the DIY files and those kind of things, would be $2 in general. And for a commercial license, it would be about $100. And that's not a per pedal thing, that's like a flat rate fee. just to have those licenses. Now, there'll be exceptions, there'll be things that are different, but pretty standard, trying to make that bar as low as possible for people to be able to make my stuff that I've designed over the past 14 years. So yeah, so that's the plan. I'm going to ask that you be patient with that process. I'm not going to have any time until my summer break to be able to even start the process of getting all those licensing options available. It's going to require me to redo the website, create something more simple that allow those sort of transactions to happen, those kind of things. I'm going to need to just, pedal by pedal, clean up the files, make sure that everything's in there in order. This will include both the older versions of designs and the current new ones that I just developed. And so, yeah, it'll take me some time, and it'll happen during the summer months. So there are lots of details still to work out. I'm going to need to build a new website for this, and I'm also going to need to find a way to help you source some of those parts that are custom or proprietary. There's like the switching controller is got a code that I have a license for, but I can't sell it to anyone. So, and there's a bunch of designs that have custom potentiometers. So, figuring out how to make those available as well is something that I'm going to be working on. Going this route has 3 big perks. One, it lets me keep all the VFE entities, so all the social media accounts and websites and, email accounts and all the things that I've been using. I still maintain ownership over those things and control. And it also allows me to make these pedals available to as many people as possible. I'm not reliant on one company or one person to do this. I'm just allowing access. And then the last one is it does provide some support for my family and then for the program that I'm trying to build here at Idea High School. Most of the components that my students use right now are just components that I've accumulated over time and sometimes specifically purchased using money that I got making and selling pedals specifically for student projects and for student interests, the things that they want to create and make. And that's been a huge thanks to your support, and I'll need that same support, but just through a licensing model to continue to grow that in small ways. Thank you for watching this video and for your support of VFE pedals. I don't know if I'll be making another video anytime soon like this, so this might be sort of signing off. All right, thanks.